What's up, blogging heroes? Welcome back to another awesome blogging video. I want to catch up with you because I think this Google helpful update has brought about some pretty big changes, and I really just want to discuss them a little bit with you. One of the things that I think is really important is whenever these big updates come along is you don't immediately jump and react that second, because every time you do, as a good friend of mine, Carl Broadbent, says, you're telling Google that they will right in this change. And not always are they right in making these changes. Sometimes they make changes that they think are for the good and really aren't. And a lot of the time, when a new person joins Google and they join the team, they feel like they want to carve out their own mark. So they'll fix a problem that really isn't a problem. And therefore, all of us bloggers out here, our lives are affected, our livelihoods, our businesses, our incomes are just completely affected as someone's trying to carve out some sort of legacy for themselves. Now, this is a bit of a problem, as you know, if you react too quickly, you're showing Google that they were right in doing this change. But if you react too slowly, then you're also going to take a massive hit, and it's going to be a continued hit. And unfortunately, I think this is one of those situations where I've kind of waited on the sidelines long enough now that I feel I need to make a change. I need to make a change. So let's discuss what's happened with my sites. I've got 5 sites, and I want to talk about exactly what's happened for my sites, what might have happened for your sites. I can only react from my perspective and do my best with that. First is first, AI. I like AI. I love AI, but I think Google hates AI. I personally think Google hates AI. And the reason I think this is because my content, I have a lot of websites, obviously, and some of my websites which are just AI focused with human editing, they've got lots of human editing. We don't just press the button and release the blog. This doesn't work like that. We get it edited by humans, make sure it's all done perfectly. I can see it before and after, so I know it's edited. And still, those blog posts have been absolutely nuked into the ground. In fact, a site which only had AI content with human editing is now not showing up whatsoever on Google. I'm not too fussed because it wasn't getting a lot of views anyway, but it was more of a tester site. The other sites are doing okay. Now, the sites that are doing the best are the ones that are not using AI content, or if we are using AI content, we're using it just to get an outline, and then we're heavily editing it with a more personal touch. None of this third person, second person. We're going first person all the way. I am an expert in this particular subject, and here is what I have to say on this particular subject. That's exactly how we're going. And the writers I've got for each of my sites are highly specialized in their particular site niche. I.e., if it's a health site, I've actually got a healthcare professional who writes on that site. I.e., if it's a gaming site, I've got a professional gamer who writes on that site. Those are just random examples as to what type of things that I might do in order to make sure my content is standing out versus all the masses of AI content. So what am I doing now? Well, 2 of my sites, which were using a lot of AI content with human editing, have been pretty much nuked into the ground. I'm really passionate about one of these projects, so I'm going to keep going, but I'm going to step away from AI and just do human writing. I'm going to create AI outlines and then actually go in and actually human write them from my own personal perspective. I think that Google are using some sort of script to be able to read AI content, and they're pretty much de-ranking them as a result. That's just my personal perspective on the matter, as the second I've released some actual human content with no AI stuff in whatsoever, it's ranking and it's doing really well. So my experience with this means I'm going to cancel my AI subscriptions and I'm going to focus on human writing. Yes, the writing takes a lot longer, but the quality of content is a lot higher and it's more personalized. Maybe this is what Google are trying to get out of us. Another thing, my membership site is doing absolutely incredibly. It relies on traffic directed from YouTube, not Google, and therefore it's still getting a huge amount of traffic. Well, a huge amount of traffic is different to me than it is to someone who just relies on Google. Someone that relies on Google might need 1,000 views a day to make, a decent profit. For me personally, I need 100 views a day on that site, and we're still heavily in profit. This is because each person pays £9 a month to be able to read the content on that site. I gotta say, if you are someone with specialized information and knowledge that can help people in a unique situation, consider putting it behind a membership and actually just promoting it through social media, through YouTube, as you might find you get a better marketing strategy with that. For me personally, it works on one of my sites. For other sites, it just works to be a human writing content. This is what I love to do. As a young man, as a young boy, actually, all the way from, I believe it was 9 years old, I would write books and short stories my whole life. And I never really connected this to blogging until I started to really go at it with writing personal blogs about subjects I know about. And when I did, I was like, oh, wow, this really reminds me of when I used to write stories and books. And it's kind of reignited that passion for writing for me. So I am kind of actually glad. Yes, we took a little bit of a hit on my sites, but now I know it's really human writing the whole way. It's getting on so much better. One other thing that I've really noticed is the sites that were heavily optimized for adverts were also hit. And that is an interesting subject. So what I've done is I've actually reduced the amount of adverts that I have showing on my pages. I've kind of reduced the amount of just throw as many adverts as I can in there, get as much money as we can, Mike, give me the money. I like money as much as the next guy. But guys, I've taken a step back from that. I've said, hey, I'm going to reduce the amount of adverts I have on my pages, just keep them strictly to the sidebars and the side rails, and then probably one little advert every like 8 to 10 paragraphs. Really reduce it down is what I'm trying to get at, so that when people come to the page, they don't mind the side rails and the sidebar adverts. They don't want to see the adverts in the content. I've reduced those heavily. And what I've done is I've supplemented those with affiliate type posts. So I'm getting a lot better affiliate marketing in that. And what I'm doing specifically is applying for a lot higher level affiliate posts. So instead of using Amazon for like 4 to 5%, I'm going for affiliate marketing projects, which are more like 15 to 20%. And I'm finding the profits are a lot better. So I'm just adapting my whole game to do this. I'm not an SEO professional, guys. I've never pretended to be an SEO professional. I'm a bit of a sausage when it comes to SEO. I do my best with it, but I'm not an expert. If you are looking for more like expert advice, I'll suggest checking out someone like Jason from the Affiliate School, or potentially Carl Broadbent. Both of those two guys are I personally look to whenever I'm looking at kind of SEO related things. Outside of this, I'm trying to become more authentic. So one thing I'm doing is including my social medias on my websites a bit more, or potentially my writers' social medias on the websites as well. We're making sure that each writer has a personal bit of information about them that actually makes it really clear to Google who they are and why they are relevant to writing on the site. They're not just putting their name in, they're saying, this is this person and they are a professional in this. That is pretty much a title, so to speak. So that's what we're going for. And I really think that that is helping on a whole. But that's my journey so far with this wonderful, helpful Google content update. What's your journey? Please share it in the comment section below. I'm really excited to hear about your journey. I think that this is an interesting journey. I've definitely felt like I'm going to give up on one of my blog posts. And the reason is I'm giving up on that site is because I'm not a professional. I am not a professional in that field. I like the field. I'm passionate. It's something I like to watch. Let's not bullshit here. The site is about MMA, fighting, and I'm not a fighter. I'm more of a lover. But no, I'm just joking. But nevertheless, it is a fighting site, and I am not a fighter. I love watching it, but in terms of experience, I'm a fan. I'm not an actual practitioner of MMA. So unless I know someone who is a practitioner for MMA, it's going to be difficult for me to rank in authority in that chosen field. So for now, I'm leaving that blog post alone just to kind of chill out there for a while. And I'm going to try and make some connections with MMA professionals in the meantime. As for my other sites, I do have a practitioner in every other one of my sites so far. And one of my dreams is to move to the countryside, to where I was actually born, which is in Shropshire. And I really want to write a blog about where I was born, not about me, but you know, I know the place like the back of my hand, and I want to create a more localized blog about that at some point in the future, which will probably happen in like a year or two when I eventually achieve my dream of moving back to the countryside. At the moment, I'm stuck in Birmingham, and yeah, I moved here when I was like 15, and it's okay, but you know, once you've lived in the countryside, it's just a different kettle of fish, and that's where I'm trying to get back to. And I think when I get there, I want to create a blog about that. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hit that like button, click subscribe, and share your journey with me in the comment section below. If anyone needs help with designing your website, building your website, get in touch with me. I've just built one for Carl Broadbent, and I've actually built another for a charity recently. And I'm at the moment working on another project, building a site for someone. And I'm having a blast. I really am. Everyone I'm working with, I absolutely love working with. And we learn such new things together each time. I've discovered some pretty unique stuff with Popcorn, and I think I could share that with you guys. So reach out if you're interested on my email, theoramwellblogs@gmail.com. Thanks for watching, and this is Theo Ramwell, out.